All right, so this is like a warning, okay? This is my uh, fair warning to all of you who are watching this. If you are watching it, if you've clicked on the thumbnail, thank you so much. I haven't really figured out the full title and thumbnail on this just yet, but I think that this is a topic that isn't really discussed much, and I wanted to broach it because I think, like I said, I've said it before and I'll say it again, is I show the good, bad, and the ugly with my hobby journey. And in this particular sense, or in this particular video, I wanted to talk about the content creator slash influencer route because I'm definitely having this feeling of imposter syndrome. I've had it for a while, but I will say, like, when it comes to Instagram, okay, so I have like over 10,000 followers, 11,000, I think, at this point. At a certain point, they only show you the tenth of a decimal when it comes to Instagram when you hit a certain number. When it comes to YouTube, I'm still under 1,000. I'm at like in the high 800s, but I feel like I've been busting my butt. I've been grinding. And there are some videos that do really well. A Kamsi video recently did really well. My GameStop videos have done really well. Some PSA or like talking about backyard breaks, they've done pretty well for someone who has under 1,000 subscribers. They've done pretty well. Paul Skeens, I chased the Paul Skeens debut patch. It was like a dud box. It was a dud video, but you put up a picture of Paul Skeens and the debut patch and Livy Dunn, and there you go. Like, that's good thumbnail, good title. Does the content even matter? I think it should. I think it does. Otherwise, people would just watch. They would stop watching. So I've always told myself, and I think this still to be the fact or the truth, which is, and I don't know if I'm lying to myself. I don't think I am, but I feel like when it comes to Instagram, because not that it's a milestone or pinnacle and that I can't do any better, but I feel like getting to 10,000 was such an achievement that I really did not expect or anticipate or hope for. It wasn't a goal, but I really feel like there's nothing left for me to prove to myself in Instagram. Recently, I've decided to make YouTube my next hill to climb, so to speak. Like, mainly because, again, it wasn't like an achievement that I was aiming for in Instagram, but I was just like, I feel like in order to grow more, I just have to push even harder. And social media already is just so hard. This time last year, I left social media for about 3 months, leading into the national, and I won't get it. I won't get into all that right now, but I don't want to leave social media this time. But I will say, I it's really tough seeing my reach and my likes and my engagement go down. What really compelled me to make this particular video you're watching right now is just yesterday I made a post that got 9 likes. So it was a giveaway, and giveaway posts are supposed to boost engagement. It's supposed to boost likes. It's like you give something away to your audience, and it's a quote unquote kind of way to buy followers because you're giving something away. So this time next week, and I don't know when you're gonna watch this, and I don't know when I'm gonna release this. Maybe I'll try to release it like immediately today. But a week from now, I will be in Wilmington, North Carolina, for a card show where I will be a show ambassador for somewhere more than 5 times, but less than 10 times, somewhere in that range. And it's like awesome. I get to make content. Someone pays me to do it. They pay for my travel. We're gonna have a great time. Like, I'm gonna show. You saw my last recent vlogs. I show the good, bad, and the ugly. Like, but I'm gonna have someone who I want to shine a light on them. It's a up and coming show, and the way I even got it was through word of mouth and people saying good things about me. So, I think sometimes I do focus too much on the haters, but I know I appreciate the supporters and the followers and all that. And if you are subscribed to this channel, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. That said, the giveaway post, let me look here. So I think for this video, I will, for for context, I will have to put onto the side here. So it's going to be light editing, but I'm going to put to the side here that the giveaway post. And so we're giving away a free table for this 2-day show, April 11th and 12th in Wilmington, North Carolina. They did not sponsor me to make this video. They don't know I'm making this. It's gonna be a good vlog. It's gonna be a good time. I'll have some good content for Instagram. But then again, I don't even know what's good anymore, and that's what I think this video is gonna be about. So got 9 likes, and I am not used to. It's like when you're used to a certain number, like you just keep wanting to chase that high. I think the endorphin rush, the number of comments. Like I've had some amazing posts, or not even like amazing posts. Like there's this one time I kid you not, I made a post where I just took a picture of a bunch of like those, like those little sticky things you get after you peel off like a team bag or a slab protector, like like one of those slab protector plastic things, and you rip off the little plastic and it gets everywhere and you're kind of like doing this. It wasn't even a video. It wasn't even like a parody. It wasn't a skit. It wasn't something funny or serious or silly. It was just like me being like, man, this stuff, right? And then that got like a ton of views. I don't even know how. It's just plastic. I just took a picture of like a pile of plastic things you throw away. So I never purport to know how the algorithm works. I know there are some tips and tricks and little things people do, but I know some people who have like left Instagram because they wanted to reset the algorithm, and all these things that people are, finding out either word of mouth or a rumor mill, and they're just trying to figure out, well, this works, that doesn't work. This is the best time to post. That, this is the best day to post. And I don't know all of that. I sometimes watch it or I absorb it, but I don't know how much of it I put into practice. I really, when it comes to Instagram, I think what's worked for me is just posting what's coming from my heart, what I like to do. Again, sharing, like, I'm not all positive, I'm not all negative. I'm just kind of like, I do both because that's my hobby journey, right? So, um, the reason I again wanted to make this video, and some people, it doesn't matter if you do all negative, all positive, more power to you. This is not a criticism on anyone. I do think that there's some people who make content where it's kind of, I don't know, it doesn't engage, it's kind of boring. I mean, but I don't go into their comments and go, this is boring or this sucks. I'll either mute them or I'll unfollow them. And I know recently people were getting upset about who I follow and who I don't follow, which I'm not going to get into that right now. But having only 9 likes on a post that's a giveaway post really made me kind of like question myself, and the imposter syndrome creeps in. And I'm not trying to play victim here. I'm not trying to be like, woe is me. Like, being a content creator, I think that comes at the territory, just a quote unquote creative. That said, I didn't even like, it's not my full-time thing. I don't know if, some people think I live in California and that I'm like Japanese, and that like I am a Korean American who lives in the DMV, in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. If you haven't seen my content and it surprises you, that's, I don't know what to say, right? There's some people who think I don't have kids or I don't have a wife. Like, I'm not gonna put that on camera to prove it to you, but I do. And if you don't know that about me, that's fine. But I think that's the thing about social media, where what I've realized is people don't know me, and that's okay. I'm not going to go out of my way to over explain in every single video what I do, how I do it. Like, I feel like I already show a lot. I really do. I really feel like I am as open and transparent as I can be with like hobby related stuff. Not my personal life stuff, that's totally separate. But when it comes to the hobby, I feel like I do a pretty good job of that. Maybe I don't. You tell me. But I don't like the word influencer. But all that said, I know that there are some people who can sway public opinion, or if they give their opinion on something, people will vehemently agree or disagree. And so I think that there have been times when I've made content and I'm just surprised. I really am. Like, I guess nowadays I'm not so surprised and shocked, but initially, when I was like quote unquote starting to blow up, I was surprised at the amount of um, like love, but also the anger. Like, there was just a lot of intense feelings that people had to type out, on their keyboards or on their phone to tell me how they felt. And it definitely made me uncomfortable. Even this, like, I've had to get better at this. I haven't even made this type of content where in a really long time, where it's long form and me just talking unedited. It's something that I've been trying to work on, and I'm newer to it. I got notes here. I haven't looked at it much. Maybe I should look at it so I keep on track, so this doesn't go on forever. But yeah, 9 likes. Like, oh, that's brutal. That's really brutal. And I think it's the expectations that I set for myself is I expect to do better than that. And then also I think expectations of the audience to me. Like on YouTube, I think people's expectations of me are still pretty low because I'm under 1,000 subscribers. I think on YouTube they're higher because I have a higher follower count and I have a bigger platform. People expect me to just do something really good. And this is not a reaction video about like Jeff Wilson and his April Fool's video, but I actually thought it was well done. I thought that if someone else made that video and they had no expectations going in, that they would have been like, man, that was really well done. It was funny, it was stupid, it was silly, and all that. But like, I think because it's Jeff Wilson and we have so much higher expectations, or people do put him up on a pedestal, or the opposite. Like people will immediately when you say his name, they will immediately hate him or hate what he stands for. Like they will like not give him the time of day, right? It's like you're very polarized when you think about Jeff Wilson, and like I think that that's kind of tough because it really reduces someone into a caricature of themselves. Now, the argument can be made that me, him, other people do kind of like bring it upon ourselves because we present ourselves a certain way, or oh, you've opened yourself for it, you've asked for it because you're a content creator. It's like I did not set out on this path in hobby Instagram to be a content creator. I stumbled upon it. I do not think I am I currently a content creator? Yes, I think I am. It's something that I've worked on. I did not know about CapCut. I did not know about edits. I did not know about a lot of things until I started doing it. And it wasn't from coming from food and music or sneakers or anything else. It was like me just about the cards and the hobby. Um, I, gosh, do I edit this out? I don't know. I I want to show it all because I'm learning through it all. I'm processing through it all. And I think that right now people do have higher expectations. If I do a funny reel, they got to be funnier than the last one, or otherwise I'm not going to like it, or I'm not going to engage with it, or oh, this one better be a bigger scam, otherwise I don't care about it, or I don't want to watch it. And it's like I've had some recent posts and reels that did decently well, both on Instagram and like say YouTube, or I mean, I'm not going to even talk about TikTok. That's a waste. But I don't know. Like, I can't keep feeding the content machine like the best I can every single time and just crush it and knock it out of the park. I think that maybe is the grind. There is kind of like a riding of the wave, the highs and the lows. At some point, I had like over 3 million reach. Some of it had to do with like original content, some of it didn't, with like remixing things, which I totally admit doing. And maybe in the future I'll do a video about like how I got there, but that's not the reason for this. I do think I'm a content creator. I don't think I'm an influencer. Like I know, and it's not just because that's a bad word. Like there are times when I think, "Ooh, I do have influence where I can sway people's public opinion." And then sometimes I'm like, again, with this 9 likes in this one post, I'm like, "What am I doing? Like no one likes what I'm or they don't like this post, and I can't help this promoter with his show." I think a lot of people looked at it, but as a point of, hey, like this, follow this, comment below. Like maybe it's because it's a regional show, right? Maybe people don't want to win a table. If I said, hey, here's $1,000 kaboom slab that you can win, yes, I imagine it'll get a lot of likes, a lot of comments and tags. But again, like, are you in a way buying followers when you do that? Like, I don't know. So, um, I didn't even ask people to like follow me in that post. Maybe another thing was it wasn't like a random giveaway. It was like put your best comment as to why you should set up as a vendor or why we should select you. Maybe some people didn't like the meritocracy aspect of that. I think maybe a lot of people for giveaways, they like the random aspect. Like they don't have to put any thought into it. They just tag two people, they liked it, they follow, and they move on. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. Um, but I know the feeling kind of sucks. And I debated as to whether I wanted to make this video. I know it's very navel gazing. It's very me, me, me. But again, I'm sharing my journey on YouTube. I am kind of trying to show some, not even trying. Like I generally think I do show my vulnerability. Some people like it, some people don't. But I'm gonna keep doing what I like to do, and I like showing that this is not always easy. This is not influencer, content creator, they're big. Like it takes hard work. It takes so much time. And that time is like a killer with like editing video and like just it's so there's so many. What could I have done with that time? Could I have done something else? Should I have spent more time with my family? Should I spend more time with my dog and the random cat that comes by that likes to jump on my cards? Like, do I do I not do the podcast? Like, should I spend time sleeping more? Should I spend more time? Should I go to the gym? Like, look at me. Like, I haven't even posted this, but I recently started playing around with the Ghibli art, the thing where you put a picture of yourself and out comes like the Japanese anime cartoon type of thing, whatever it is. I don't even know if I'm saying it right because I've only seen it written on in articles. But like, I don't look good. I um I I want to love myself, and I want to like get not be my hardest critic, but I'd be lying to you and to myself if I didn't say like I tend to be my own biggest critic. And there used to be time when the negative comments used to get to me a lot more. Nowadays I just take it with a grain of salt because when I think about it, I'm like, this is kind of nothing compared to what I've said to myself about my content or myself, and then I'll have to like snap out of it and just understand that it was just an intrusive thought or a low moment, and then I got to pick myself back up or rely on my actual support system, like the real people around me who love me, like my friends and family. Um, but this hobby is so all encompassing and it does take up a lot of time. And even making this video, which now I'm trying to figure out, do I even publish this out? The thing is, you guys, you don't even know the type of content that I've actually recorded and I never published or I kept in private folder because I think much as content creators are judged by the content they make, like you would never know the content they don't actually release. So, and I didn't have any of that here. What did I want to say? I don't think I'm a good salesman. Again, good influencer. I don't think I can really do a good job of selling hobby product. I've worked with a lot of hobby companies, and I plan on making a video about that. uh, it's been sitting in my back pocket. I wanted to wait till 1,000 because I feel like that video could do really well. I won't get into the specifics right now about it, but I have an idea of the YouTube video and the Instagram content that I want to make about like being content creators, getting sponsors in the hobby. So help me get to 1,000, I guess, so I can finally release it. Not release it. I haven't even recorded it yet. But I don't know how effective I am. There are some affiliates who I think I've done some pretty good things for them and it's worked. And maybe it's the product, maybe it's not me. There are some affiliates who I've worked with or companies I've worked with where I have an affiliate code and like literally one, two, three people use it and that's it. And no one else uses it. There might be somewhere there's like zero uses. I don't even know. But I know I've talked with a lot of hobby companies. I think that when I was newer and when I was blowing up, like in like 2020, early 2023, so like 2 years ago, whatever it was, a lot of people wanted to work with me. And I was like really like taken aback. I was like, wow, like it's really validating. It was really like cool to like have, hobby companies come to me with, we want to do this with you. We want to do that with you. Sometimes I've been selective. Sometimes I've just gone with, I'd be lying to you if I didn't say there were times when I would just chase the dollar or like, oh, I'll do that because you're paying me this. And then I realized, man, you know, should I have done that? Like, maybe I shouldn't have. And I'm not going to tell, well, maybe in the future I will, about which companies I've really enjoyed working with and which ones I haven't. I don't know. Like, I don't want to burn any bridges, but I know that there's some people who really believe in what I do and really like me for who I am. And then there's some people who just want to, maybe it's more transactional and they just want to use the platform that I've built to uplift their content or their product, but they don't really, like, in a, I don't know, in a way, care about me. And I think that's important. Like, I have to care about their product and they have to care about me as a actual human being who's making content. I don't know. Maybe that's wishful thinking in this day and age, where it seems like everyone's just using each other for everything. Even though with the transaction side of the hobby, I've really grappled with the idea of like hobby friends and people flipping cards onto friends. Like, I think friends should not flip cards onto each other, but it happens all the time. And it seems like people just want to make profit off of their friends, which is, I don't know, just I'm still like trying to figure that out. Like, I know it's like a commonly accepted practice, but to me it just still seems a little like, does that even really mean that we're friends again? Maybe it's just pie in the sky thinking. Um but I know that I give visibility, even if people don't use my affiliate code. I know that I give visibility to the platform, to the hobby companies that work with me. It's just a matter of, do people buy it or do they not? I think for the most part, people aren't buying, and that's, I mean, I'd like to say it's okay, but it's kind of, again, it's the opposite of validating. It's kind of like, makes me feel kind of crummy. It makes me feel like I'm not good at it. That's when the self doubt creeps in. That's when the imposter syndrome creeps in. Um, and it makes me wonder if I'm utilizing my time well and whether all of this is worth it. Um, I'd be lying to you if I didn't think, getting to 1,000 YouTube subscribers was like, it's never gonna happen, and I should just quit. Like, I've thought about that. I really have. I'm like, you know what? Screw this. This sucks. I suck at YouTube. Not that I suck, but I'm like, I have to put so much freaking time into it. And like, I'll post a video and it gets like less than 100 likes, and then it'll have like 2 subs. I'll gain 2 subscribers for like hours of work, right? So I don't know. Um, but then there are days where I'm like, man, just come on, let's do it. Like, pick yourself up, like, motivate yourself and, watch motivational videos. Yeah, you can do it, hustle, grind, rise and grind and all that stuff. And, you know, that's a sell too. Those people who do the motivational videos, like David Goggins or whatever, it's like he's selling his brand, he's selling his product, he's selling the product of motivation. And Tony Robbins, they're selling you their seminars, right? It's everything. I feel like everything is such a sell. Man, this is getting really cynical real quick, isn't it? Um, Let me get back on track. I wrote here, are people getting tired of me? It's possible. Maybe not on YouTube because I'm newer, but maybe on Instagram, people are just getting tired of, I got some flack in the past when I said I'm the bright new shiny object. I know, well, maybe I'll mention him. Like, he hasn't been in the hobby forever, but like Rob, sports car therapist, was like, oh, I know people took offense to that, or I'm sure people won't forget you saying that. And it's like, no, I was actually self, dissing myself, kind of saying, I'm the flavor of the month. I'm like this bright new shiny object, and then people are gonna, once the shine goes off, people will move on to the next bright shiny object. And there have been other bright shiny objects that have come onto hobby Instagram since I've come back, or since I've, you know, kind of blew up a little bit in 2023. Two that come to mind are Boston Card Hunter, who I've interviewed and on my podcast, and he's been blowing up big time on Instagram, which I applaud him for. He's doing great. And then Slab Mania Haley, who I've never had on my podcast, but I know I've met her in person. I think she's really genuine and she does a good job with her content. But I'll give kudos to those two because those are the two that I can think of where they've come after me and they've really done a good job. Better than I have. I mean, really, they've done a really fantastic job. And I know that when I started getting a little bit bigger profile, there are people who've been doing it for longer before I started who got resentful at me. And I'm not gonna, I've thought about making this video called like, the type of person who hates me the most is like the nano influencer or the micro influencer. Heck, I'm a micro influencer. Like 10,000 followers on Instagram is nothing compared to the grand scheme of social media. There are accounts that Instagram hobby Instagram is a really small place compared to a lot of other industries. It really is. Um, so I don't know. I know that the funny stuff and the drama stuff gets the most likes and engagement, but I don't want to keep running on that hamster wheel. Just keep doing funny stuff. Just keep doing drama stuff. Like this may be considered dramatic because I'm bearing my, vulnerable hobby soul. And oh, this is performative. Like I know it's not performative. I thought about whether I should even make this before I press record. I thought to myself, should I even make this video? Is it going to? How is it going to even do? But then I realized I don't care how it does. I just want to talk this out. This is my outlet. I just want to for my own sake. And I guess I could just record it and then not release it, right? I could. I could do that. But I just want to talk sitting down, no whiteboard, no cards, no like I'm just explaining to you. This has nothing to do with the hobby and that has everything to do with the hobby. Like the content creation side of the hobby. Some of you are still watching this and maybe are enjoying it. Some of you may are still watching this and may be hating it. I don't know why you're still watching. And then some of you, you will never have gotten to this point in the video because you stopped watching minutes and minutes ago. And then I may have lost you. I may have lost you as a subscriber, as a potential future subscriber, as a follower, as someone who wants to root me on. You take the risk, you know. But I know that no matter what happens, because I can't control any of that stuff. I know what happens from this point in the video is I can only control that I actually feel pretty good after having said what I just said. And you can control your emotions. You can't control other people's actions, but you can control your emotions as best as you can. So I just don't know how much I want to keep doing all the funny and all the drama. Instagram, I feel like I have nothing really left to prove to myself. But again, when you get 9 likes on one post that's been sitting for a day, you start to question whether um, you can. Do you still have the magic? Can you still pull it out of thin air? Can you still produce some good, engaging content? I mean, I guess I could just talk about some scammer and that'll get 1,000 views, or I mean, not 1,000 views, like maybe like 100 likes, 200 likes, and then my views actually are really high. It's just that people, because it's me, choose not to double tap or hit the like because they're like, oh, in their head they're probably thinking he could do better. This he mailed it in, or this sucks. This giveaway sucks. That person sucks, or this person sucks. So I don't know. I think that's all I really wanted to talk about. The last thing I wrote here to myself. Look, I'll even show you. Is there anything I shouldn't show? Oh yeah, I had one post that had 8 likes. It was like I intentionally decided not to do an April Fool's Day joke video. I thought about it. I had some ideas. And then ultimately, I was like, you know what? I I don't want to do it. So I didn't do it. So instead, I made a post about Beckett and how they 2 years ago this time on April 1st that they made a video about changing their grading standards, and it was on April 1st, and so people are like, "Is this an April Fool's Day joke?" It was pretty crazy. You had to be there, okay? If you don't know what I'm talking about, just know that you had to be there. But these are my notes in full. I don't know if I'll show them every time, but this one I don't know. I just wanted to show this to you. But the last thing I wrote here is, I feel like I have to give so much of myself, and I feel like if I wanted to do that with Instagram, I will, or I would. But I don't know. I feel like the fire is kind of going out. The passion for Instagram is not really there anymore. I think sometimes, and maybe it shows. Um, I know that I'm giving a lot of myself to YouTube, and it's because the edits take longer or the videos take longer. It's long form content. It's not short form content. But it makes me wonder: is it all worth it? Should I to get better Ghibli art um, pictures from ChatGPT? Should I like go to the gym more? Should I be a try hard with going to the gym more than being a try hard in the hobby? Um, maybe, maybe I don't know. Um, I think that's it. Yeah. Am I an influencer? I don't think so. Am I a content creator? I don't even know. I don't even know anymore. Am I even good at this? Like I really like I don't know. I don't know, but I guess I can't control that. I think the answer lies with all of you and based upon your likes and your comments and your views and whether you stay with me on this journey. But I just want to share that with you. All right. Take care.